you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez, and in tonight's game plan, we'll have a very special episode featuring the champions of the 2022 PVL Invitational Cup, the Creamline Cool Smashers. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
The Creamline Cool Smashers are your 2022 PVL Invitational Conference champions. Creamline dominated King Whale Taipei, defeating the foreign team in 3 straight sets. Now, joining us today are the incredibly talented gold medalists Gia Morado de Guzman, Gemma Galanza, and Eliza Valdez. Champs, congratulations and welcome to the game.
Hello.
Ayun, everything's working.
Everything's working. Just had to make sure. Kanina we were wondering kung magpo-post lang sila o nagahang. But
champs and MVPs, by the way.
yes, true. Grabe. I've actually lost count of the number of MVPs in this Creamline team. Ibang klase talaga. Lai, I want to start with you first kasi syempre, ibang klase talaga yung conference na to in terms of the experience, in terms of how compressed the games were, in terms to facing a new opponent in King Whale Taipei. How would you describe yung experience ninyo this conference in particular?
It's so much different having a very short season or conference, and first time namin actually nagkaroon ng parang do or die na finals. First ever. So it seems so different for us. The environment is also different because we're playing a foreign team. So we just really enjoyed it. I think more than anything, one of the best conference we've had would be this PVL Invitational.
Wow, that's a
that
big
says a lot.
Yeah, says a lot. 5th championship. I'll talk to Gia right now. Gia, you guys mentioned it already. It's a bit a strange season. It was short. Games were compressed. Opponents were switched at one point, and all of these things. And then you have that winner-take-all championship. So I'm trying to think this afternoon. I was wondering whether I was going to ask you, is this the toughest championship that you've won? Strangest, weirdest, the most beautiful? How do you define it after you put everything into context?
Well, Boom, it's a lot of mixed emotions. It's true that there were a lot of firsts for this conference, like what Atelay mentioned, but even the last conference, the open conference, was pretty strange for us because I don't remember the last time we had 2 pools in eliminations before moving on to a semis.
Yeah.
And then this time, this conference, we did 2 round robins. And then a new team comes in semifinals, plays for a week, and then going into a knockout game, a winner-take-all game. Everything's new this year. It's a lot to take in also for us.
But it's a good thing also, right? Kind of like a different challenge, like a little curveball for you guys, after getting used to so many kinds of format. I mean, I'm saying that as spectator. What do you think, Gia?
Well, yeah, it's competition volleyball. Any challenge is actually very exhilarating for us athletes. Every time we face a new team or face, a challenging schedule, it's something. We'd rather not think about it as a burden. We'd rather just focus on what the next game is, who the next opponent is, because with a schedule like this, we really don't have time to dwell on, how hard our schedule is going to be for the next 2 months.
Gemma, I want to ask you now, kasi syempre, first of all, I want to say thank you for staying up for us. Kasi alam ko, this is past your bedtime.
Sobra na sa 7 p.m. So, salamat, sakripisyo.
Sakripisyo talaga. Maraming salamat.
Proud po ba kayo sa akin na tumagal ako ng ganito?
Well, Gemma, going into yung final na yon, syempre, the team was not 100% health-wise. Not only that, coming off a loss against King Whale sa semifinals, alam mo, the adjustments that you girls had to make must have been something. You talk about yung effort that the whole team had to make to be able to come up with the result that you did sa finals.
Um, Actually, yung 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 game namin sa finals, parang talagang nag-focus kami sa kung ano yung sinabi lang namin ni coach, and nagtiwala rin kami. And yung kung may mga naramdaman, may mga injuries man nangyari nitong finals po, hinayaan na muna namin, pinalipas lang namin and finokus. Siguro kasi pagdating ng game talaga, nawawala na rin talaga yung mga sakit na nararamdaman namin. So, mas pipiliin namin na maglaro talaga ng 100% para mapanalo po namin yung game.
Lalo na pag panalo, no? Liza, parang nawala yung sakit nung Gemma, yung kamay, yung sakit nung ankle ni Eliza, nawala na ng konti dahil nanalo na. Lai, you love talking about your teammates. So let me ask you a question about your teammates. You and I have had our Zoom sessions prior to the start of the Open Conference, prior to the start, kahit nung Baccarat ng Ilocos Norte. You've been so nice to me, giving me time for to talk about your team. And one of the things that really struck me was I always asked you, should I look out for this conference? 2 conferences ago, you said Tots Carlos. Nag-MVP siya the next conference, at ngayon dalawa na. Last conference, I asked you, who should I look out for? You said Ced Domingo. Nag-MVP, Finals MVP this conference. Talk about those 2, their evolution, and their achievements so far with Creamline, please.
Thank you sa ating bolang kristal, talagang huhulaan natin.
Kaya lagi kita tatanungin, ha?
No, I'm kidding. Kidding aside, you know what? I truly believe na grabe yung system and input ng mga coaches na binibigay sa amin talaga. More than anything, I think it's really the culture that we have in the team. Coming in, Tots is very young, Ced was very, parang sobrang sila yung mga bata sa team. But I can see na because of the culture we have in the team, they can instill that and really just work on what they want and what they want to be in the team or ano yung role na gusto nila. And with that, I think may pressure, but at the end of the day, with our culture, we just really support each other, and we're able to bring the best in each other talaga. So yeah, we're just really happy. Silang dalawa very hardworking, si Cedi and si Tots, and a lot more, everyone. Most especially now, Lori, in our team. Talagang grabe overload na ginagawa niya sa training namin.
You know, it's crazy kasi now I'm very curious to see who you're going to predict next year kasi baka mag-MVP siya ulit. So
September mag-usap tayo ulit, Laya.
Well, Gemma, I want to ask you this kasi syempre kanina I joked that I lost count of how many MVPs are actually part of your team. Now that you have another one part of that group, what does it say about yung kultura ng Creamline that people can shine and not just, shine a little, but then shine to the point na kahit sino pwede maging MVP sa grupo ninyo?
Yung support system po and yung feeling na talagang family kami sa loob ng court. Kasi iba yung feeling talaga ng love kapag yung nandyan yung support, nandyan yung family talaga, and as one talaga kami. And syempre kumbaga healthy competition sa amin sa team. So if every time na may magaganda talagang nagagawa sa game or sa training, ayan talagang kino-compliment namin yung lahat. And yun lang. And wala yung feeling na talagang mag-aangatan talaga. Yung talagang maghihilaan kami pataas talaga. So parang lagi, every training, every game talaga ang sarap maglaro kasi laging happy lang. Lagi lang talaga namin ine-enjoy.
Ang ganda ng sagot, Pero ang ganda rin ng mga reaction kasi nakikita natin off their reaction nila, Gia, tsaka ni Liza. So, I want to ask more about that, pero later na. But Gemma, of course, one of those MVPs.
Yes.
One of the times that she came off the bench, then became a starter, became an MVP. Another great story ito si Gemma Galanza for Creamline, of course. Okay, dyan lang kayong tatlo, We got more after the break. We'll find out more about the journey of the Cool Smashers in their quest towards the second championship title this year. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. We're back and you're still watching the game. And we're still joined by the queens of the PVL Invitational Conference, the Creamline Cool Smashers. Now, we talked about the championship game. We'll switch it up a bit for a different vibe, just to get to know more about the squad. Ladies, of course, we still have Gemma Galanza, Gia de Guzman, and Eliza Valdez. Welcome to the special segment called Soft Serve.
Okay, soft serve.
Now, you've done this before, right?
We've done this before. Iba lang yung pangalan. First of all, credit to our writer Sam for that witty name. Nagulat ako when I first saw it. And nagulat rin ako sa T-card na yan, sa title card na yan. So, this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
Kanina, we asked these three girls to send in their questions anonymously. Sila yung magiging host ng show na to
Yan.
for the next body.
Manonood lang tayo.
Oo, they're going to ask each other questions. Okay? So, we're gonna start off first with Gia.
Si Gia puro bungis-ngis eh, kaya kailangan magsimula tayo with Gia.
Okay, so Gia, you sent in 2 questions and you can address your question to anyone on this call.
And you can add any other question, ha?
True.
Free for all, go.
Okay. I'll ask the easier question first to Gemma. What?
Nakakawan ako ha.
Ako rin eh.
No. Gemma, this easy lang. So,
Okay.
Gemma, what kind of game were you expecting going into the championship game? Like, ano yung nasa utak mo the day before or like the day of the championship nung papunta ka sa MOA?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, hindi ako nakatulog masyado. Sobrang excited ko kahapon. Pero, expect ko talaga, talagang, I mean, maganda naman, sobrang ganda ng laban. Pero alam mo yung parang sobrang, yung minsan may laro kasi parang hindi ako makahinga kasi sa sobrang intense nung game. Pero kahapon, siguro kasi sobrang ganda lang din talaga ng gising natin lahat. Kaya sobrang ganda ng performance natin talagang, ayun nga, the best yung game natin. So, ewan ko, hindi ko alam, may kaba ako kahapon, excited ako, sobrang gigil, ganun, kasi nga hindi rin ako nakalaro before ng final. So, ayun. Yun lang po.
Ganda.
I like that.
Oh,
I like that.
masarap matulog eh. Para ba? Alas 7 ka ba naman matulog ng gabi? Sarap ng gising ko.
Pero hindi ako nakatulog. Before ng game, hindi
Sarap
ako
ng
nakatulog.
gising, sabi
Oo,
niya.
sarap ng gising.
But nanggigil daw siya dahil hindi siya nakalaro nung semifinals. Nanood lang siya nung game against King Wales. So this was her first time
Yeah.
to play against King Wales. So yeah, okay. Okay, who are we choosing next?
So, Eliza, you
Okay.
have a couple also. So, your turn here to pick a victim and ask your question.
Oh my goodness. Okay, since Gia asked Gemma, I'll ask Gia.
Kala mo, lusot ka.
Ito ko yung question ko. I think my question was, you've been very parang consistent all throughout this conference. Well, every conferences naman. And ikaw yung tao na very perfectionist and you always want excellence in everything that you do. But how do you manage to stay calm and composed when there are parang uncontrolled scenarios given to you or given to the team?
Atalaya, that's a very sharp question.
A psychologist.
As a psychologist. Well, I guess since you and I have been playing together for a long time, one thing I learned throughout the years is not to waste so much energy on things that I can't control. So that's a lot of things in court. So whether it's the ref's calls or how the opponent is doing, if they're trash talking, or even like how my teammates are moving, that's something that's out of my control. So I focus a lot of my energy to, how I set my decision making. Kasi I know once mabitawan ko yung bola, that's diskarte nyo na and like full trust na ako sa kung kanino ko man ibibigay yung bola. And especially when things get crucial fifth sets or yung mga dikit na laban. Parang you don't want to make the game heavier by pressuring yourself when it gets to those points.
Grabe.
Thank you.
I feel like you can take that piece of advice off the court also eh. So we'll take note of that, Gia.
Both, I posted this today, 7 championships together since college, both of them. So, I mean, they read each other so well.
Incredible, tama.
Right. Okay, sino? Gemma naman.
Gemma, may tanong ka ba?
Hey, Ate Lai. Siyempre, kay Ate Lai naman.
Hindi kay Gia.
Yes. Ay,
Yeah,
hindi,
we can ask.
ito talaga, gusto ko talagang itanong to sa'yo, Ate Lai, kasi sobrang
Yan.
bilid. Ano ba, bilid talaga ako sa'yo, kasi pagdating ng mga crucial na part ng game, as in 24 all, ganyan. And syempre, ikaw yung talagang aasahan namin sa point. So, ano ba yung mindset mo, or kinakabahan ka ba every time na kailangan talaga ng point pag ganong part ng game? Yun lang naman.
Thank you for that wonderful question, Gemma, Nalanza.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I don't know. Whenever it comes to a point na dikit or crucial or sobrang saya ng game, sobrang intense ng game, sobrang saya ng feeling ko. Sobrang na-excite ako. Sobrang, I want that kind of game. Parang ganun yung napipil ko. And yung feeling na parang, I love kasi whenever, kunwari, match point like yesterday, I always look at Gia's eyes also. Like sa inyo, di ba? Isa-isa ko kayong titingnan. Tapos nakikita ko yung fire and desire to win. And I think that's the energy and yung strength din yung pinagpupuhanan ko to actually like magkaroon din ng tiwala sa sarili ko. Kasi everyone really wants to not just play the sport, but to win. So, yun. I rarely think whenever we play games, sabi nga nila, do not think, when you think, pag nag-overthink ka, medyo mas madami pang papasok and doubts na may isip. So you just really play, be there, be present in any situation. So yun lang yung isip ko.
Alam ko yung feeling na don't think.
Oo.
Wala akong I rarely think. Okay, wait, I want to go back to Gia kasi she said the
She had a
easier
hard
question.
question eh. Oo, she has a hard question.
Oh my God!
So, Gia,
Gemma.
game, ikaw na magtapos nitong segment na to. To whom and what is the question?
Of course, it's for Alyssa Valdez, the team captain.
Championship point eh!
No, I don't
Yes,
think it's
match
going to be
point.
hard. I don't think it's going to be hard for you to
Okay,
answer.
game.
But I'm just very curious. What was the first thing that went through your head when you stepped on the foot of the import and you got injured in our first game against King Whale?
Great question.
You know, what I was thinking, sabi ko, oh no, nakakahiya. Ano?
Ano yun, yung parang natapilo ka sa kalye, tapos, uy, nakakahiya. Parang gano'n. Paanong nakakahiya,
Yeah,
Lai?
kasi po, no, kasi I always get injured, lalo na sprain talaga. Even parang kahit sarili ko, nasi-sprain ako mag-isa because of my footwork. So every time that happens in training, during practices, lagi lang kaming natatawa. Kasi nga, ay parang sobrang often times nangyayari. Pero kasi sometimes, minsan lang talaga ako nakakaapak ng foot.
Yeah.
So, nung nangyari yun, sobrang nakakaya kasi game, may coverage, may parang you don't want naman people to see you on your weakest point.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, and you can't do anything about it. So, actually, yun lang talaga yung nasa isip ko, nakakaya. Tsaka yung mga teammates ko, yun talaga yung nasa mind ko. Alam pa na yung inisip ng mga teammates ko. Alaysa, what happened to you again?
Bumangon ka
Lagi
dyan,
bumangon ka dyan 5 minutes. So, that was the only thing I was, I'm really concerned with the team also na I don't want them to worry about me.
Yeah.
They've been, sobra sila lagi nag-worry pag may mga nangyayari sa bawat isa sa amin. So, yun yung actually naisip ko din.
Alam mo,
Gia!
Kasi
Good question.
Oo nga
Very
eh.
good question.
If I was, diba, I went to her when she dropped
Yes,
down.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if papatawanin ko ba to si Ate Lai or naiiyak pa siya. Or
Grabe. But we all know how
Hindi
that
naman natatawa
ended.
ko.
Oo. Well, we all know how that ended, syempre. And, we were happy to see like bounce back so soon. And you know what? We're done with this segment, unfortunately. But we're not done talking to you yet because we have so much more after the break. talk about the new assignment of the Cool Smashers as they accept the invitation to represent the Philippines in the upcoming ABC. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. Just after the confetti drop last Sunday, the Creamline Cool Smashers are back to work as the squad accepted the national team duty for the upcoming ABC Cup. To talk more about the preparations, we bring back the Cool Smashers, Gia, Gemma, and Eliza. So, Gemma, I want to start with you first kasi syempre, your sleeping schedule will now not be changed, will not be bothered kasi it's back to work very soon. How do you plan to, first of all, recover muna to be able to take on yung duty of representing the Philippines dito sa ABC na to?
So, ngayon po kasi may 2 days kaming break. So, talagang valuable muna talaga. As in, mindset ko lang talaga is mag-relax, mag-enjoy with my family po. And, syempre, after 2 days talagang yung mindset ko na talaga is maglalaro ako for Philippines po talaga. And, yun, lalaban po talaga ulit and magpapalakas ulit ng katawan and ng mindset po.
Ganda, no? 2 days no volleyball. Parang detox muna, decompress muna. Tama yun, para fresh yung start pagdating nyo sa training on Wednesday. Gia, it's been, 3 years since the last time with the Philippine team, if I'm not mistaken? Was it the SEA Games? And here in the Philippines pa yata, if I'm not mistaken. First of all, personally, I'm just happy you're back from a personal standpoint, that you're back as a setter of the Philippine team. And that's not any knock on anybody, just we miss seeing you in that stage. I personally do. How does that feel now that you're back here in the Philippine team in a process that was also kind of unexpected for you personally?
Well, I'm grateful for the chance to be able to represent the flag again, but what makes it more special is I get to do so with my family, with Creamline, and it's something that we didn't expect. I remember we talked about it before, like, what if we get this chance? Are we going to take it? And then now it's given to us, and it's a privilege to be able to do so.
Like, it's hard to ask for expectations considering, grabe, this happened so quickly, your Creamline taking the duty of representing the Philippines dito sa ABC. But then, what are you expecting from yourself, your teammates, in the build-up to this competition, and of course, once the games actually do start?
Well, as our coaches said, we have this system and we really just have to stick to it. May it be playing against international teams. But I think more than ever, extra motivation talaga when you're representing the country. In the sense na may extra push, extra adrenaline, and yun nga, sabi ni Gia, it's extra special talaga. And iba yung joy na para sa amin dahil kami pa rin yung magkakasama. So hopefully, it will be an advantage to us also na we've been together for how many years, and hopefully yun yung mabigay namin and ma-serve namin. Kahit alam namin, everyone in that competition, parang lahat talaga national team na caliber talaga.
Pero at least wala nang kapaan in terms of, you know, new teammates and all of that. So you're kind of weaponizing that chemistry once again for the AVC. We're so happy. Congratulations. I'm sure some of the teammates, your teammates who've never been part of any kind of maybe national team or maybe yung seniors national team is I'm sure you guys are also very happy for them. I know your first match is on the 21st against Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken, no, Lai?
Yeah.
Yes po, against Vietnam on the 21st, and China, and then we'll have Iran and then South Korea.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a busy week for Team Philippines and the whole AVC team. So hopefully all the Filipinos out there, volleyball supporters, will be there to support us and all the teams na magpupunta sa AVC.
Sigurado yan.
Absolutely.
Congratulations again. Congratulations. We'll see you at the AVC. Thanks for taking time and going over your bedtime, Gemma, Gia, and Eliza.
Matutulog na si Gemma.
Congratulations. We're so happy for you and the championship. Get your rest and we'll see you soon, okay? Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.